Assalamu alaikum. Let's learn how to read a graph. So here's a graph that we have here today. So whenever you see a graph, the first thing you always want to do is you always want to look at the title. All right. So the title is at the very top. This is going to tell you what this graph is about. So this graph says percent water in foods. So we know that we're going to look at this graph and figure out how much water is in different kinds of foods. All right. So now once I read the title, the second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this bottom axis over here. All right. So this bottom axis over here has 6 different things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right here it says foods. So I know that each of these bars stands for a different kind of food. This one over here is about watermelon. This one over here is about apples. This one over here is about cheddar, lettuce, chicken, and pasta. All right. So on the x-axis, we have different kinds of foods. The next thing I do is I go on this axis and I figure out what this axis is about. So it says here percent water by weight. So it goes all the way from 0 up to 100. So let's take a look at the first bar graph and the first bar and see if we can figure out what it means. So this food over here is watermelon. So watermelon has how much water? So I just go all the way to the top and I figure out what that number is. So watermelon is between 90 to 100, somewhere in the middle over here, right? You can see it stops right here at the top. So how much is that? Well, it's probably closer to maybe like 92 or 93, right? It's not going to be 99, which is very close to 100. It's much closer to 90. So what is that number that's close to 90? Probably 92, 93, something like that. So about 92 or 93% of a watermelon is water. All right, let's look at an apple. All right, so what percentage of an apple is water? So if we go all the way here, we know that maybe like about 85% of an apple is made of water. So which one has more water, the watermelon or the apple? Well, the watermelon is much higher up. So we know that watermelons have more water compared to apples. We can see over here that cheddar doesn't have very much water at all, maybe like 37%, something like that, between 30 and 40%. So maybe cheddar is at about 37%. We can see that cooked pasta, that pasta right over here, has maybe only like 9%. So most of pasta is not water at all. However, most of a watermelon is water. You can see that most of the watermelon is made of water. So this is how you read a graph. The first thing you do is you look at the title. The next thing is that you look at each of these axes. This one over here at the bottom and this one that goes up and down. Next, you start looking at each one of these bars.